Hello everybody, welcome back. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. We have such an exciting video for today, and honestly I feel like this is probably one of my best ideas for a video yet. As you guys know, I've done a few videos in the past where I've DIY'd upcycle, and you guys probably know as well that I love doing it. I love crafting and I love playing around with clothes, and especially DIY and upcycle. I love to be creative in that way. So I had the bright idea of going into a thrift store, picking a bunch of random pieces and trying to upcycle them and make them cool and make them fit into my closet. Because I hear all the time about how people can't find cool stuff at the thrift, and in reality you can make anything cool, anything work, and that's kind of what I wanted to show you guys in this video. I'm also so excited to get back into my normal content, not all the vlogs about my solo trip. I have really missed doing content like this and like themed videos. So I'm very excited to get back to this, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Yeah, so let's go thrift. We are at the thrift, about to pick out 5 items to DIY. Let's go. Mickey's filming, so I'm sorry if it looks bad. I don't know what section to go in. Okay, I'm just gonna use the women's shirt section. I'm so embarrassed. Just tell me when to stop, okay? Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay. I got this flannel. We'll see what we can do. So these are all like fun pants and the skirts. So tell me when to stop.
Stop.
How am I'm somehow getting like the worst things I could get.
Alright, we can redo this one.
Yeah,
though.
let's redo that one. I'm cutting that out. Okay, tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Okay, I literally own these, so I'm not going to be doing these because I literally own this exact pair of pants. Just grab. Let's go a little. Those are too big. Okay. I'm just gonna grab.
Someone's dying.
I'm just gonna grab the yellow pair of pants. Someone needs to go check on Someone needs to go check on my boy. On to the next section. We're in the denim section, so tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Mickey.
Boy.
We got this basic pair of jeans. These are not gonna fit me, I already know. So honestly, I think I'm just gonna find a pair that's gonna fit me and swap them out. Alright, I'm gonna buy these either way, but I might try these on to see if they fit me. Okay, I'm just gonna get these for denim. I got 3 things so far. For the last 2 things, I don't know if all Goodwills do this, but they have like bins at ours, and I'm just gonna pull. I'm just gonna pull something. Okay, just this black shirt. Okay, we got this purple long sleeve. Purple is definitely not one of my favorite colors. I actually don't really like purple that much, but we're gonna use it. Let's get out of here. Hello everybody, today's the day we're gonna start crafting right now. I'm very excited to do this. Obviously, you guys saw me pick out the pieces from the thrift store. I have them all here, and I'm just gonna kind of refresh your memory of the items I ended up picking out, kind of show you my ideas and thought processes behind each piece that I'm going to DIY or upcycle. I'm not going to be going in any kind of order or anything. I'm just going to be going off vibes, but I did plan out every piece and how I wanted to work with what I got. So we're just going to go piece by piece and I'm going to show you my thoughts. This is the first piece that I found, which is this boring, lazy, ugly flannel. I don't really love the colors on it, but it's okay. It's whatever. Flannels are actually kind of really easy to work with. They're very versatile in my opinion. You can kind of do a lot with them. So I'm kind of glad I got a flannel, even if it is kind of fugly. But here's what it looks like. And I've been seeing these pictures all over my Pinterest lately and I'm kind of obsessed and I kind of love it. So I thought I would actually use 2 of the items that I got to make a piece kind of like this. So what I'm gonna do is take the flannel, kind of chop it up a bit, make it fit me a little bit better, and then add the black shirt that I thrifted on top of it and kind of make it this like business casual-esque top. But I don't want to stop there. Honestly, I'm gonna kind of play this part by ear. I don't know if I want to add a design to the front or not. I think we'll just have to see if I like it, if I don't like it, whatever. But these are kind of the vibes for this top. I was gonna do each piece separately, but I was having the hardest time coming up with something for the black top just because it's kind of lame, boring, and it's also a 2XL and I'm not a 2XL, so it wouldn't even like really fit me right. I would have to do so much altering to that. So I figured I would just add it to this and kind of make it a 2-in-1 DIY. But I really like this. I really like the whole thought behind this. So I'm excited to see if I can execute it the way I want to. Moving on, the next piece is this also fugly pair of yellow pants. And I'm gonna be honest, I love the color. I love the yellow. It's like this really nice like burnt yellow and I really liked it. So I didn't really want to take away from the color. And this might seem kind of basic and boring of me to do, but I kind of want to make them into skinny jeans and just like patch the hell out of them. So here's what I was thinking for it. On the top waistband, I was thinking about adding studs to the band of it because the band is so thick. I thought that would look really cool and just patching the hell out of them. I'm also going to kind of hem them and tailor them to make them fit me the way I want them to. Those are the vibes and I really like how it turned out actually. Like in my inspo pic, I think it looks really cool even if it is kind of basic of me to do. I patch everything, so whatever. Moving on to the next one is this. I don't know if this is also predictable of me, but I have been seeing these pictures all over my Pinterest and I've been so obsessed with them, so obsessed. And I really want a pair of like really cute patchwork denim jeans. I think this is like the perfect pair to do them with. I really like the dark wash on them. Here's the inspo, I'll put it on the screen. I really like the dark wash and I really like the way they fit me. I've been looking for a good pair of like baggier jeans, not like super baggy, but just like a little bit baggy, and they fit me great. So I'm very excited to do this. Even though I think this one's going to be the most time consuming, I think it's very cool and I think the end product will be very cool. I also saw this DIY in particular of adding like jewelry to jeans and I thought that was really cool. So we'll see what we end up doing. I didn't come up with like an exact design for these because obviously I'm just going to use what I have and just see what I have. We'll see. It'll be cool. And last but not least, we have this purple shirt. And guys, do not come for me, okay? Don't come for me. I did not think of anything cute, fun to DIY for this one. Really because I really just liked the idea of having it as an undershirt. I kind of collect just like a bunch of basic blank long sleeve shirts just to wear under things, kind of like this one, even though this shirt is not at all what I'm talking about. Like under things, you know? So instead of like doing a real DIY on this one, I was just gonna tailor it to make me fit me, but honestly, that's a DIY in itself, so I'll show you how I do that. But yeah, nothing crazy on that one. We're just gonna make it fit me as an undershirt. And yeah, those are the vibes. I'm very excited to get this started. I think I have most of the materials I need. I'll show you the materials I use for each DIY. I'm also gonna be timing the DIYs to see how long they take me and kind of give you a reference of how long they may or may not take you to do. And we're just gonna get started. So the first one that I think I'm gonna start with is arguably the most boring one, which is just the purple shirt. Just because I know I can get that done in like literally 10 minutes. It's gonna take no time at all. So let me show you how I do this. Hey guys, here I am with the voiceover just explaining what I'm doing to this piece. So the first thing you want to do to tailor a shirt like this is to lay it out, making sure it is completely flat, so getting all of the folds out. And then you take a shirt that you like the way it fits and lay it over. I do suggest, the biggest mistake I see people making with this is not taking into account the material of the other shirt. So make sure you find something with similar materials so it stretches the same way. But you're just gonna mark it out how you like the shirt to fit you. I always do mine about an inch larger than the actual shirt, just to make sure I give myself enough room to actually play with it in case I mess up. And then I took it over to my sewing machine, just sewing against those lines that I made, the marks that I made. You can absolutely hand sew this if you don't have a sewing machine. It would just take a lot longer to do. That's why I used my machine for this. But yeah, that's pretty much all you do. Last but not least, you're gonna cut off all that extra fabric that you sewed, and truthfully, I think this took me literally about like 10 minutes to actually do. This is such a simple DIY if you're starting to sew. This is a very easy beginner project that honestly I feel like is very accessible, and literally anybody can do this. It's very easy. But yeah, that's how the shirt turned out. You'll see it in just a second. It's very cute and I really like it. To completely finish this project, I went ahead and hemmed the bottom of the shirt just so the ends didn't look so scrappy. I wanted to do it a little bit different. Instead of doing the typical hem of just flipping the fabric inward and sewing to make a straight line, I decided to actually flip it outward to give it more of like an outward seam. I don't know if that really makes sense, but you'll see it in just a second here. It kind of makes this thick band around the waist, which I really like, just to make it a little bit different. Now that the purple top is finished, the easiest DIY out of the way, we're gonna start on the yellow pants because I have a feeling that's gonna take me a fat minute to do. So we're just gonna get started. The first thing I wanna do is tailor them to fit me. Starting on the next project, we have this pair of really cute yellow pants, and we're kind of doing the same thing where I'm taking a pair of pants that are kind of similar material and just marking. This was just a way easier way than to actually take your measurements and do it. If you have a pair of pants or shirt that you really like the way it fits you, just do it that way instead of taking your measurements. It's a lot easier that way. I just marked it and went ahead and sewed the rise so the rise would be a lot shorter. That was my main problem with these pants. I really wanted the rise to be a lot shorter, and you can do this on any pair of pants. This DIY is also very simple. You are basically just taking the crotch of the pants and making the rise a little shorter. Because this pair of pants was actually such a bitch to work with, I ended up cutting them into shorts, which you'll see in just a second. Right now I'm just cutting the excess fabric off, and I'm kind of doing the same for the leg length just so I can make them a little shorter and make it a little easier to hem. And that's when Winnie decided to come in and sit right on the project that I was working on, so I'll just scoot it over. You can't really see what I'm doing, but I'm just marking the hem of where I want the shorts to sit. And then I'm gonna go ahead and sew them. This is actually pretty easy. It's a lot easier if you actually iron the piece, but I'm a very lazy sewer, so I didn't do that. I usually just eyeball it, which honestly is not very good, but it works out for me. I feel like I'm pretty good at eyeballing. I just finished doing the shorts. I hemmed them all good. The rise is lower, the length is shorter. Let me tell you guys, that was actually the most annoying garment I have ever worked on in my life. For some reason, and I think it's because of the cut of the pants, the back of them did not match the front, like length and width wise, and it was just genuinely so aggravating. And that's why I had to make them into shorts, because it was just so odd. I could not work with it, and then what I was originally gonna do wasn't working because they wouldn't line up. But regardless, I made them into shorts and they're still very, very, very cute. So now we're gonna finish it up. I also hemmed them so they're nice and clean edged at the bottom. So now we're going to add the patches, and I know I showed this in one of my other DIY videos, but I'm gonna show you how I make my patches and then I'm gonna sew them on. And now for the fun part, we're making some patches. So usually what I do is I go online, I find an image that I like, whether it's a band or for this one I just did like a little Lucky 13 patch, and I take this plastic. It's actually like a folder for like school. You can literally buy them at the dollar store, and I tape it with painter's tape to my laptop and just trace over. I will be completely transparent here. This does take a fat minute. Patches take kind of a long time to make, just because drawing that design on does take about like 10-15 minutes, and then cutting it out takes honestly anywhere from like 30 to 45 minutes, just because it's so tedious and your hands will hurt. But honestly, that's kind of the hardest part of this entire DIY, is just doing the patches, just because of how time consuming they are. But it is a very, very cheap way to make a patch. Like I said, I get these folders at the dollar store for literally $1.25, and I already had an X-Acto knife, and it's a pretty easy DIY if you know what you're doing. So I went ahead and taped the stencil on to actually go in with the paint that I use. I do use screen printing paint. You can buy that at pretty much any craft store, and it is a lot better than just using like acrylic or anything because it doesn't wash out. I like using a paintbrush to apply the paint and kind of dabbing it on just to make the white really opaque. I feel like if you use a sponge, sometimes it's not as opaque, and that's why I prefer doing this. You definitely use a lot more paint, but I think the end result is kind of very much worth it. But yeah, I just did all of that, and then you're gonna see the design in just a second. Here we go. Boom. Really cool patch design. And as you can see, obviously I have some touching up to do, and I just go in with a smaller paintbrush and fix up what I couldn't get with the stencil, like the loops and everything. Just keep that in mind when you're making that, to make sure you leave space for the loops, because if not, it's gonna look crazy, okay? But I went in and I skipped ahead. I forgot to film me actually sewing the patches on, but that's what it looks like. And I am adding some like square, I'm pretty sure they're called brads, which is kind of weird. I don't know why they're called that. But they're just kind of like square studs, and I'm just adding them to the pocket. I was gonna add them to the waistband, but then I figured I would most likely wear a belt with the shorts. So it's kind of counterintuitive, especially if I'm gonna be wearing a studded belt. So I just added the studs to the pockets, and honestly, I really like the way they turned out. I really like this. This took me about maybe 2 to 3 hours to do. It's the next day, and I ended up actually finishing the shorts last night, and I kind of forgot to film me actually sewing the patch on, but I'll show you what they look like because I'm actually wearing them right now. Even though I am gonna style all the pieces at the end of the video, I literally couldn't help myself to wear them today because they're so freaking cute. So let me show you really quick. They literally turned out so cute, and I love them so much. All I did to actually sew the patches on is use embroidery thread and an embroidery needle. It's pretty self-explanatory, so honestly I feel like you get the gist even if you didn't see me do it. But now we are moving on to the third DIY, and I think the next one I want to do is the flannel one, because that one is going to take a lot of trial and error, and I don't know exactly how that's going to go. I've never really done anything like it, so we'll see how it goes. The jeans I am going to save for last because I do think that's going to take me the longest, and honestly I'll probably end up doing a lot of it off camera just because it's a lot of patchwork and it's a lot of layering and stuff like that. But we're going to get started on the flannel top. Like I said, I don't know how this is going to go. I've never done something like this, so we're just going to kind of play it by ear and just go off vibes. So yeah, let's get started. Moving on to the next DIY, we're kind of doing the same exact thing we've been doing with all of the tailoring to this one as well, using that shirt for the outline. And this one you really have to keep in mind the material of the shirt, because most flannels are not stretchy at all. So you have to keep that in mind when doing something like this, because you can absolutely sew it too small, and it's a lot easier to go bigger than it is to go smaller, obviously, because you're losing a lot of the fabric. So just keep that in mind. Like I said, I usually go an inch or two above what I actually mark out, and I went ahead and sewed it all, and just to make it fit me and look cutie. You're gonna see in just a second. Moving on to the black shirt, I started this out literally just by cutting it up. I like to cut the sleeves off, doing that, and then I'm cutting the collar off just to make the collar a little deeper. And then I also cut the bottom off, which you're gonna see in just a second. And I actually kind of switched this up, which I'm about to talk about. You'll see. While I was in the middle of finishing up the plaid shirt, I kind of had an epiphany, a realization that I don't think I'll be able to do my original idea because the shirt is not stretchy enough to take on and off. I have to unbutton it. I hemmed it a little larger because of that reason, but it kind of looked really awkward and I wasn't really liking it. So instead, I just went ahead and hemmed all the loose edges, and I don't know if I'm gonna add something to it or not. I haven't decided, but I went ahead and cut up the black shirt. Sorry for the big twist here, but I kind of really like the way it looks just like this. This is what the cut up black shirt looks like, and honestly, I love it with this outfit. Like, I think this is really cute. I kind of really just like it cut up. I don't think I really want to do anything else to it, to be honest. I feel like this is just like a cute little basic layering piece. And honestly, I guess that really goes to show that you don't need to do like a crazy DIY to like transform a piece, because this looks so good with my outfit that I'm literally just gonna keep it on. Like the back too, I love how deep it is in the back. Sorry for the little change in direction. I like it like this, and why change it if I like it? Yeah, kind of boring, but all I did was cut up this shirt and I think it turned out really cute regardless. I did finish hemming all of this, which I already showed you guys, and I don't know if I'm gonna do something more to this. If I'm being completely honest, I'm just not really loving the pattern of this flannel and the colors on it. I don't really like wearing blue, and I think that's why I'm so kind of deterred from it, but I did hem it to make it fit me. So maybe I'll figure out something to do with this. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some brainstorming, but I'll figure it out. Because I do want to like it. I just don't like blue. And even when I got it, like when I picked it at the thrift store, I wasn't really in love with the actual flannel of it, but that's all right. We'll figure it out. But I think for now, I am gonna start on the jeans and just go straight to the voiceover. There's not gonna be any tailoring involved in the jeans. It's just gonna be patchwork. So you'll see what I end up doing. Yay, we're on the last DIY, arguably probably my favorite. This one turned out so good and I just love the way it came out. But to start this one's really self-explanatory, to be honest. You're really just adding patches and sewing the patches onto the jeans. But what I'm doing now is kind of making like a cutout to put a patch underneath the jeans. I know typically that isn't really done unless there's already a pre-existing hole, but I really like the way it looked, so I kind of wanted to do a faux hole myself, and that's just me marking it out and pinning it to where I want it to be. Like I said, this process is pretty self-explanatory. You're just sewing the patches on, kind of doing it however you want to do it. There's no like rhyme or reason to this or method that I use. I kind of just eyeballed everything and did what I thought looked good. I kind of did a mix of sewing on the sewing machine and hand sewing, but this is a project that you can absolutely do 100% hand sewn. Honestly, most of what I did is hand sewn. I was only able to use the sewing machine on the top half of the pants, so it's a lot easier to actually hand sew this, and like I said, most of what I did was hand sewn. I do use glue to kind of glue the patches in place before I do hand sew it. It just makes it a lot easier, to be honest, and it makes it so it doesn't like slip around. And honestly, sometimes I don't love using pins. I just like gluing it on. It's a lot easier that way. I'm not gonna lie, this project did take me quite a while to do, but honestly, the time can vary a lot for this DIY because it's really just up to your preference on how many patches you want to add. I think this took me honestly about, I don't even know. I didn't even time this one because I knew it would take me a while. But if I had to guess, probably about 4 to 5 hours adding all the patches and sewing everything on. That would be my guess. But honestly, this is something that I'm going to add to gradually and kind of make them beater pants so I can add more patches. But yeah, this is all up to your preference. You can add or take away as much as you want. Ignore what I'm wearing right now because I just got done pulling for a little bit, but I wanted to show you the jeans because I'm like somewhat done with them. Honestly, I don't know if I'm completely done. I think I might add more eventually. I don't really know, but this is what I've gotten done so far. I kind of want to bring it down a little bit more. I think I'm going to. Honestly, I kind of want to wear these today, so I think I'm just gonna do it really quick. I also added these cute little rhinestone studs, and I'll show you how I added those in. I just got these little rhinestones from Hobby Lobby, and they have this spiky back that you kind of just fold down, but like I said, I'll show you. But yeah, I am loving these so much, so much. I do know I want to add something on the back pocket, but since I'm gonna wear them today, I know I'm not gonna have time to do the back right now. So I'm just gonna add a couple more patches going down this leg. Of course, like I said, I'm not actually done with them because I have a lot more I want to do with these pants, but I want to wear them today. Adding the diamonds was probably one of my favorite parts of doing this DIY, just because I felt like it made it look so much more complete and honestly made it look very professional. These are so easy to do. You just stick them through the back, and then I take some pliers and fold the prongs down. Hello everybody. I was gonna say something and then my mind like completely blinked. But anyways, yeah, I finished all the DIYs. I'm gonna show you in just a second, but to end this video, I figured I would go ahead and style them with you guys. And to be completely truthful, I've already worn a lot of the pieces. So let me show you all the completed DIYs. The first one you guys have already seen is the tailored purple shirt, the yellow patchwork shorts, which I have worn quite a few times already. And then of course we have the tailored button-down shirt and the just like black cut-up shirt. And last but not least, we have the patchwork jeans, which is probably my favorite DIY. I love the way it turned out. I have already worn these and I do plan on adding more to it eventually if I get around to it, but I am just so in love with how these turned out. They look so, so good. Let me get up close so you can really see them. I'm in love. I think they look amazing. Since I'm already holding these, I'm just gonna throw these on and show you how I would style these. So here is what they look like on. They are actually so freaking cute. I love them so much. Little 360. Let me show you how I styled them the other day because I actually really, really like how I wore them. So I have this like vintage 80s little yellow shirt and it just says, "I'm a grassroot." Not sure what that means, but it's cute. I really like the color of it. And I have this like cake mix piece that I cut up and I layered the two together. This outfit is very, very Fruits magazine. It's giving very much Fruits. So I'm gonna put this on and show you. Here's what the pieces look like layered together. And can you see the vibe? Isn't it very Fruits magazine? I love it. I love it so much. Let me go get shoes and accessories and I'll show you how I finished styling this. To lean into the Fruits aspect of it a little bit more, I'm gonna wear my giant Demonia Creeper Mary Janes. I kind of haven't worn these in a fat minute. I've been really into just wearing comfortable shoes lately. Unfortunately, these are just very uncomfortable and I feel like I can't really wear them that often because of that. But they're so cute and I need to start wearing them more. Cute, cute, cute. Let me grab a jacket. For a jacket, I'm gonna wear this camo blazer style jacket that I have. This is again how I wore it the other night and it was very cute. I actually went to go see Cabaret in this outfit the other night. It was very, very good. I saw it at my local theater. It was amazing. I love Cabaret. It's definitely one of my favorite musicals. Here's what it looks like with the jacket. And I kind of really want to add a hat. I don't know. Let's see how that looks. I also haven't been wearing hats lately because of my hair. So we'll see how this looks. Okay, the hat's not bad. I don't think I'd actually wear the hat if I were to wear this outfit again. But I still think it's cute. It's very... Y'all hear that? I feel like it's very Fruits magazine. It's very like OG punk in my opinion. I feel like this is like very OG punk. But I think it's very, very, very cute and I like it a lot. And I really, really love these jeans. I kind of want to patchwork everything now. But yeah, this is the final fit and I love it. Moving on to the next item. The next item I'm gonna style is the purple little undershirt, and I actually haven't worn it yet, so I'm very excited to wear it and kind of play around with it. So I'm gonna put it on really quick. Here is what it looks like on. Obviously, you guys have already seen what it looks like on, but I do have this really cute little black argyle type long thing shirt dress that I actually just got from a seller. I'll put their Instagram right here. They're cool as shit. Go check them out. And I'm just gonna throw this over top because I think that will look cute. I don't know. Okay, this is very, very, very cute. I like this a lot. Let me figure out what I'm gonna do on the bottom. On the bottom, I think I'm gonna add these little gray plaid Bermuda shorts. I have a vision here, okay? To add another layer to this, I kind of want to add this little pleated red skirt. I don't know how the red will look with the purple, but we're gonna try it. Here's what it looks like, and I'm actually in love with this. I think this is very, very, very cute. For shoes, I kind of don't know in what direction I want to take this in. I'm kind of thinking my glittery cheetah print demonias will be cute. Let me check them out. This is what it looks like, and again, so, so, so cute. I'm so sad these shoes are just like no more. They're on their last leg. Very, very sad. But this is a very cute outfit, and if I weren't to wear these shoes, I'd probably just wear my Doc Marten Mary Janes. That's like an easy little shoe to grab. But yeah, this is the final fit, and I really like it. The next thing I'm gonna style is the plaid button-up shirt, and since I have the idea of already putting this over, I think that's how I'm gonna style it. We just gotta figure out bottoms to go with it, so I'm gonna put it on. Here's what the top looks like on, and honestly, this is a cute outfit. Kind of cute, okay? Here's what it looks like. Very cutie. And the back, I love how low the back is. I don't know what bottoms I want to pair with this, but I'm gonna play around and see what I have. So I added this black and pink little mini skirt, and I actually really like this. I think it's very cute. I definitely thought the outfit needed some more color, but I kind of want to wear some tights or leggings, so I'm gonna see what I have. So I ended up adding my green camo tights, and I know this looks kind of crazy, but I kind of really weirdly like it. I don't know. I like how the green adds more color to it, even though it's like a muted green. I think it looks good. I don't know. I'm gonna add my Demonian Deviants. This is the completed outfit, and I actually really, really, really like it. I think Demonian Deviants literally can make any outfit just like feel completed. And I'm so ready for fall. It is still so hot where I live. It's still like 85 degrees every single day. So I can't even wear cute little fall outfits yet, but I feel like this is such a cute transitional outfit from summer to fall. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm hungry, okay? This is cute though, and this is the final fit. Moving on to the last and final piece, which is the really cutie patchwork shorts. I'm gonna throw them on really quick. Here is what they look like on, and I love the way they fit me. I know I tailored them to fit me, but I just like love the length of them. I think it's like the perfect length. I love it so much. Let me style them for you. On top, I put on this really cute black button-up I got from Cake Mix. It has like these skull embroidery, really cute. And to go on top of this, I'm gonna put my favorite little 70s baby doll top on. Here's what that looks like on. Super cute. I love it. I love the way it like pokes out. I think it's very, very cute. Okay. Honestly, I probably would wear tights with this. I probably would wear my red and black tights, but truthfully, I don't feel like putting those on right now. So I think I'm just gonna complete the outfit again with my Demonian Deviants or my Docs. Let me go get my Docs because that'd be really cute too. Here's what it looks like with the Docs. Again, very, very cute. Just imagine I'm wearing red and black tights because I absolutely would wear that with this. I don't think I would just go bare leg. But this is very cute and I like it a lot. But anyways, guys, I am very hungry. I need to go eat something. Anyways, I love you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video because it was a lot of fun to make, and I'm so down to make another video like this again. So yeah, if you enjoyed, if you could like, subscribe, hit the bell notification to get notified every single time I post. Okay, guys. I love you. Be safe, as always, and I'll see you next Tuesday.